Okay, today I'm gonna show you how I built my pitcher mound. It's a homemade pitcher mound that I have in my backyard. I have kids that are in the that are little league age, and they practice in the backyard, and I wanted to give them the feeling of being on the field whenever they're working on their pitching and their pitching mechanics. And so I decided to build my own pitcher mount. I understand that there's some that you can buy online, but they cost around $1,000 from what I seen. And so right now, I don't think my kids like baseball enough for me to invest that much on a pitcher mount. So it all started about 2 months ago when my wife asked me to clear the garage, and we had a bed frame that she wanted me to put in the trash. And since I I'm kind of reluctant to put stuff in the trash that you can make something out of, I figured that it would be perfect material to build our pitcher mount. Um, I made it. I made this layout. The only cut I made was the 4 foot cut. The 1 foot section of the board, I just left the board like it was, and I decided to use 1 foot because I wanted to give the pitcher enough space on the top of the mound for him to walk around. From the two sides of the bed frame, I managed to get four planks. I laid them out with 10 inches apart, and I added support between the planks. Right here, I only show four of them, but eventually I added more. As soon as I put the top of the pitcher mount, I noticed that the piece actually became stronger and more stable. It didn't wiggle, it didn't move anymore. It was really solid, and so I knew we were gonna be okay with the support between the planks, and so I left it like that. So after that, I went to Home Depot and I bought this board for $10. Um, I only used half of it because that's all I needed. At this point, the structure is pretty solid. Both the boards on top of the planks were nailed down. It doesn't wiggle. Is solid and strong. So I determined the distance actually of the rubber, um, because I understand that a pitcher throwing a good pitch needs a stride of about 80% of his height. And my kids are relatively they're not that tall yet, and 5 feet gives them enough room for them to maximize their stride. And at one point they're gonna outgrow it, but I'll worry about that later. The mount was relatively heavy, a good 50 to 60 pounds. So I know I needed to come up with a mechanism to put wheels on it, and this is what I came up with. I took the wheels from my kid's bike, and then I added that piece of board for to complete the mechanism, and once completed, it made it really easy to move around. All you had to do basically is roll the wheels and pop the mount on top of the wheels, and then just lift it from the front, and you will be able to drag it around the backyard. That was like the last thing that I did to it, as far as hammering and nailing things down. What I worked on afterwards was the cosmetic side of it. What I used spray paint because I heard from other people that build their own pitchers mount that if you use any other material like carpets, rugs, or turf, there's a possibility that the kid might get injured if he's using cleats, because their shoes may get caught up on the fabric while they're doing their wind up or when they're walking on or off of it. The wood is not smooth. It has a rough surface, so it gives the kids enough traction for them not to slip off. I understand that the pitcher's mound, um, the dirt is a circle, but our local Little League park looks more like this. So I wanted our mound to look similar to the one in the park. Another thing, it also serves like as a guide when our kid was working on his windup and we wanted his stride to be directly towards the catcher. The brown shape actually gave him a good guide. Since I couldn't find an actual pitcher's rubber, I just painted the stick and nailed it to the top of the pitcher mound. Um, that's about it. Hopefully this video helped you or gave you ideas on how to build yours. And feel free to make a comment or ask any questions that you may have. I'll make sure I'll answer them. Okay.